This is how I made over $500 using ParlayPlay. It's a newish DFS sportsbook where, as I'm sure you guys have seen, like PrizePicks and Underdog and all of these new platforms where you basically take over or under on player props, you parlay them together, and there is a fixed payout. So that fixed payout, whether it's a 3x, 6x, 20x, whatever it is, that gives you the opportunity to be profitable and find an edge over the long term, right? Because that fixed payout gives you a chance to basically find favored player props to put them into the slip. This is basic plus EV knowledge, but let's dive into ParlayPlay specifically, because technically this actually is the most profitable book per leg per parlay, right? So we'll get into sharing my screen here in just a second. I just want to first intro who I am. My name is Trevor, been a sports bettor for over 5 years now. Just started using OddJam the last 3 months, and it's completely changed my sports betting career and bankroll, really. And ParlayPlay specifically has been super successful for me. I'm going to put up my my stats here, and as you can see, being very profitable. I'd like to get more volume down and continue to be profitable on ParlayPlay over time. So, I'm learning every day, and I'm basically taking my learnings and I'm going to give to you guys. So let's jump into sharing my screen here, and we'll look at some data points, we'll look at some strategies, and by the end of the video, you should be a bettor. All right, so we're in the ParlayPlay app here. It looks a little bit better on a phone. As you can see, it's kind of weird on browser, but who cares? We're just placing bets here. So basically ParlayPlay, it's the same, for the most part, it's the same as all these other books where you're taking the over or the under on specific players, and it gives you a fixed payout, right? So a 3x payout. It doesn't matter if I take less on this guy or more on this guy, it's going to be a 3x payout regardless, okay? So that's what ParlayPlay is. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Now, let's look at how to actually be profitable when using ParlayPlay. Let's be sharp sports bettors here. That's the whole point. That's why we're all watching this video, is to be sharper at sports betting and to be profitable on the long term. Use math and data to our advantage. So let's jump in a spreadsheet. That's what mathematicians, that's what data guys use the most. And apparently I'm one of those guys now. So let's look at basically, first of all, let's define win percentage, okay? So basically the win percentage is a direct reflection of the actual odds, okay? So if I change this win percentage over here to 0.6, which is 60%, the odds right here will change to -150. If I change this to 0.4, change to basically, well, that's minus, let's do 0.5 instead. Change to -100 or even money, right? Obviously, if it's a 50-50 win percentage, it's going to be even money, okay? So I'm doing this to show you that the win percentage and the odds are a direct reflection of each other, okay? So if we look at, let's say, a 56 win percentage, which is, a little bit above average, it's a good range to look at to compare here, okay? So what we want to find out right now on this spreadsheet is, how do we want to structure these parlays on ParlayPlay? Because you can do up to, you can do up to 6 picks, right? So let's get 6 guys on here. You can do up to 6 players on here, or you can do 5 or 4 or 3. And then you can also do insured or all in, right? Where all in, if you do 6 players, it's a 40x, whereas insured, it's a 25x. But if you get 5 out of 6, you get 2.5x. If you get 4 out of 6, you get half your money back, okay? So that's the difference between insured and all in. Is insured gives you a bit of a barrier there, where, if you don't get them all right, you can still profit. All in, you're all in, obviously. So the question really is, what is the best way to do this? Is it, should I just do 2 picks and just run these? I mean, they're going to hit more. You're definitely going to win them more for sure. But what is more profitable? Okay. And that's why we're using the spreadsheet. So I have this tab here. Okay. This is the 6 pick with insurance, which is, spoiler alert, the most profitable way to do this. So before we even get into it, if you're just wanting to understand what is the most profitable way, it's doing a 6-pick insured play, okay, on ParlayPlay. So assuming we have a 56% win percentage, our ROI is 27%. So that's huge, right? That is a great ROI. And that's why ParlayPlay is such a great book, is because I'll get into it, but basically each leg, you know, the odds for each leg are very low. So it's easy for you to find an edge on them, okay? So to prove to you that this is more profitable than a 2-pick, for instance, let's look. 56% win percentage, 27% ROI. This one here, a 56% win percentage is minus 5.9% ROI. So, you know, if you have, let's say you find a couple plays when you're searching OddJam or searching, or, you know, just looking through the books, and you find a couple plays that you think are great, right? You look on OddJam on the Fantasy Optimizer here, and you see Michael Porter Jr. Okay, under rebound 7.5%, perfect, that's great. And Gabe Vincent here, over 13.5%, or over 13.5 points. These are rebounds, not percentage. If you take both of these plays and pop them into a 2-picker, you're not going to be profitable. You're going to be very negative, actually. It's not going to be good. But as an example, you're looking on the Fantasy Optimizer and you see these 2 plays that are technically profitable. These ones aren't because they're red. But look at this. You put these 2 in, minus 14% plus EV. So it's not plus EV, it's minus EV. Now, if you fill this out to 6, even when you're using these reds, it's still better, right? So just an example as to show you that the 6-pick is by far the best one to do, okay? So when now that's how to understand it. So by far 6-pick insured, that's what you're supposed to be doing here. Now, when you're actually searching for plays, OddJam is by far the best platform to be doing this on. Basically, you can refresh their fantasy sports optimizer and it will show you profitable plays to be taking, okay? And so if you're looking at it, how does it decide and calculate what is a profitable play? Well, what it does is it takes the sharpest sports books in the world, especially Pinnacle. It will remove the VIG or the tax from the book, because these books put a tax on their odds. They're never going to price something at even money on both sides, even if it's 50-50. It's going to be minus 110 and minus 110, right? So they're taking, OddJam will take the VIG out, take the tax out, average them across these sports books, the sharpest in the world, and give you this number, which is the actual fair odds. So what do the fair odds mean? Well, if these fair odds are better than the implied odds on ParlayPlay, which is minus 113, the best in the industry, if they're higher, that's a profitable play. Obviously, you want to stack a bunch of these in a slip to make it really profitable, and I can show you an example in a second. But when, you know, right now, it's not the best time to, you know, there's not very many games on right now, but if we're looking at it, this is a profitable play because it's higher. This one here is the yellows on Fantasy Optimizer are still very good to put into a slip because it helps you fill it out, right? As I mentioned before, if you've got, you know, like 4 in here and you can find one more play that's a yellow to make it 5, I mean, look at this. It's minus 21%, not profitable. If you make it 5, even with a red, it gets up to minus 6.8, right? So that's to say that it doesn't mean that yellow you never use. You want to have the majority of your plays green, and then you can fill in the rest with the yellow to fill it out to a 6-pick insured, okay? That's the formula. That's all I do, right? I look on ParlayPlay. I basically make sure that there are 6 separate plays here that are green and yellow. I fill them in. OddJam will tell me what edge I'm getting, how plus EV this is, and I place them on ParlayPlay, okay? So let's quickly pull up a past slip that I've made, and we'll see why it's plus EV. Okay, we're looking at my Twitter now. This is a play that I posted about 6 hours ago on my Twitter. You can click the link in the description, follow me there for tons of sharp sports plays. But basically, this was an 8.2% plus EV play found from the Fantasy Optimizer. So, you know, the play itself is kind of irrelevant at this point. But here's the play, and let's look at the optimizer and why this is profitable, okay? So, again, you're seeing green and yellow, right? As you can see, I included a yellow play down here, and it ended up being EV, right? Plus EV. Now, the reason why, these first 3 plays up here, they're all clearly above minus 113, especially these top 2, minus 121, minus 120, minus 115. These are all favored to hit, even when you remove the sports books tax. So the actual fair odds, the percentage that it's actually going to hit, back to this spreadsheet here, the win percentage, right? The odds are a direct reflection. So if you remove that tax and find the actual fair odds, that will give you an accurate representation of the actual fair win percentage, which is important when you're selecting a play, right? So we go back to my Twitter here. In this play, these are all fair odds, actually what the actual win percentage is, and these are better than what we're getting in this ParlayPlay implied odds, okay? So those first 3, that's easy. And actually the 4th one is this Jimmy Butler play here, same thing. And then these 2 down here are right around the implied odds. So we'll take those, put them in to make it a 6-pick insured. And we ended up getting an 8.2% plus EV play. So that's it. That's really ParlayPlay. You make 6-pick plays, you fill them in with profitable plays, you send them out, and you win money. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to be answering the comments all day long. And we'll see you guys in the next video.